world. Good morning. Here we are. I had a pretty incredible sleep, I'm not gonna lie. I don't usually struggle with sleep very often, and this past week and a half, I've just been waking up constantly. Suffice to say, not well rested. And so I just entered the world of melatonin gummies. The night before, I still woke up at 2 a.m. Initially, I got off to sleep great, and I didn't have weird dreams, but I dreamt about people I don't really care for. But last night, wow, gotta say. But it worked so well that I woke up, when you wake up from a deep slumber and you don't even know what era you're in. I thought it was Monday. I thought I was late for therapy. I was panicked. Yeah, it was one of those, literally, a moan, and a Bonita was freaking out because I literally sat up. Anyway, I feel great. I hope you had a great sleep too. Okay, well, got a cup of tea here. Oh, it's rather warm. Hold on. You know what? It's so hot. Normally the issue is that it's so cold in here. Hold on. There's a heater below my feet. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna scream. It's that hot. What's going on here? Hold on. We have to move a couple things. I know I should have prepared. 1 second. Okay. Oh, son of a nutcracker. Oh, I spilled my tea. Oh, okay, well, this is life. And let's get a little napkin. Okay, well, maybe you're feeling a little too hot. Maybe you're feeling yourself. You're feeling hot to trot. Hey, you can't be mad about it. Okay, well, let's have a sip of tea about it. Oh, she's piping. You know what it does? It burns in a way that you're like, I didn't know pain could feel like that. Okay. Oh, it's still too hot. Okay, sorry guys. There we go. Hold on, I have to take off the hoodie. Take off the hoodie. Oh, I was wearing a really tight hoodie the other night, actually. I was sleeping in. Oh God, and it's so tight. And I could have screamed. Okay, here we are. Okay, we're good. Now, which deck do we want to start with? You know what? I've been really feeling, since we used it the other day, floral. I thought we'd start off with that. Oh, but wait. Let's get a Queen of the Moon Oracle, just to get a flavor. Let's just see. Can't hurt. Well, here we are. I personally am so excited for the new year. Astrologically, it's very good for Geminis. And you know what? I feel like oh my God, back to that panther. It always accidentally gets, okay, well, you know what? We're gonna take it. You know I love cats. You know I love big kitty energy. And look at how handsome, again, hot to trot. Did I not just say hot to trot? You know who's hot to trot? This guy. Reclaim your power. Exact. And then we got the number 44. Equals 8, total abundance. This fellow is handsome. I'm gonna say it. Very handsome. Okay, well, we're off to a very handsome start. Who's gonna be mad about it? Find me one person. Well, there's always one. There's always one person that likes to dislike my videos. It's always the same 2 people. That's what's so funny about you folks, is that from the back end perspective, I'm just like, you won't even unsubscribe. Like, you come to my channel every day, and yet you'll hop around, and you'll go to videos too that have the nicest message, and those are the ones that you dislike. That always cracks me up. Whatever. Don't have a hot talk about it. Okay, I digress. It's the mellies. The melatonins. Oh, I'm still in a bit of a sleep state. Okay. Oh, it's this card for sure. Ooh, purity. Well, I'm looking at a whole bunch of snow right now. Big fat icicles. Purity. Well, we have a dancer. She's dancing in the snow. That's what I mean about feeling yourself. Someone is feeling themselves. They just cannot be brought down. Snowstorm? I'm gonna go dancing in it. Okay. Well. Okay, so we have some purity. We have reclaiming the power. Oh my god. Grandma. Forgot to call you guys in. Crowd favorites. God, Jesus, Grandma, Buddha, Archangels, all ascended masters, all of my benevolent ancestors, anyone that you're working and praying with, as long as it's not Debbie Devil. Here we go. Who is this? Oh, discernment. I love that card. Yes. And wisdom. Okay. Well, you see, this is why I love when the cards talk. You see that she has this white blanket, or whatever it is, but you know, it's like blanketed over her eyes. But then we also see white clouds. Let me think about this. The cards are talking. The Melly's still talking. I do. I feel a little sleep. That's what it feels like. It feels like a little blanket of sleep. And with the clouds, there could, be kind of a, not a fogginess, because it doesn't feel like, I know I need to smoke a bunch of weed. It's not like that, but like, you know, when you wake up from a deep nap, it's like that, the deep nap discombobulation. I normally don't take naps. My whole life I refuse naps because it always made me feel way gross. But now in my older age, I sometimes have to take a nap. They're usually 8 hours long. That's the problem. Okay. So there has been something that's just, it's not that you're not sharp as a tack, but there is kind of a blanketing. And that's why we have discernment and wisdom. Okay. You know what? I want 3 more cards. Grandma Mom. Grandma Mom, it's the Lord's Day. This would be your favorite day. It's also ruled by the sun. I love the sun. Ooh, new beginnings. Okay. Well, and I like it too because on the, like, this environment is snowy, but then the threshold is summery. And then these 2 cards are the only ones that actually have full moons. But what's interesting though, is that wisdom and discernment, if you're actually put the moons technically, whatever, if this little piece was missing and you put those, it would make a full moon. So when you use discernment and wisdom and a full moon illuminates, okay, so it's a combo effect here. But even though I feel like, there's this blanketing, and as I said, like, can't keep a good man down. Snowstorm, whatever, you're out there dancing like a little ballerina. Yeah, and your chest is out, you're embracing it. It could even be your confusion, or like when it's a little bit foggy, you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna sweat it. Okay, let's get those last 2 cards. Oh, wait, hot second, you know what I just learned? Someone was just talking about why you should never mess with a Gemini, or someone who has someone with strong Gemini placements and Cancer placements in their chart. And then they pulled up 50 Cent and Kendrick Lamar, my 2 kings, the 2 kings that I really love the most, that have the energy that I feel like I also embody. And we were talking about the beef, so why we should just never take it there. And it's because Kendrick, Gemini like myself, but he also has a lot of Cancer in his chart. 50 Cent is a Cancer sun, but has a shit ton of Gemini in his chart. This is the thing that people forget. Oh, about that Gemini. Oh my God, like we really don't look to pick fights, but if you are going to take it there, if you've crossed a line, we will see it through. We will walk you out that door. We will dance you to hell and back a few times. So, I'm a Gemini. I am on the cusp of Cancer. My Venus is Cancer. I actually have there's a bit of Cancer in the chart. So anyway, so there is something, I think going back to this guy, I don't know. You're feeling yourself. Is this around a beef? Again, just picture 50 Cent just smiling as he's just been like, for years now, slowly taking down old P. Diddy. And then think about the Kendrick Lamar, Drake beef. And what's so great is that their two mortal enemies are both Scorpios. Oh, do I have some Gemini Cancers in the crowd that are taking down a Scorpio or what? Or is that at least the vibe that you're working with? I don't know. Okay, whatever. That was a bit of a... Let's see. Let's get those last two cards. Oh, pleasure. Who's going underneath discernment? Okay. Hey, look, she literally has the same body. This is the same as this lass. It's the same. It's like chest out. From purity to pleasure. Love to see it. But pleasure is going underneath discernment. Okay. Well, and with pleasure, I'm seeing these butterflies, right? And then Spirit was having me look at these little whispery, berry-esque little guys, but they're kind of bluish. So it's reminiscent of these butterflies, but then we also know there's this threshold from winter to spring. Also, in spring, that's when every creature wants to get a little frisky. I don't know, is there a new beginning here with the person? We'll see what's going underneath wisdom. Because I feel like this is a separate energy than you. Like, I feel like you are feeling yourself, but I feel, I don't know. This feels like someone who's either watching you or you're watching them or you're both watching each other. I don't know. Oh, sovereignty. Yeah, she's got the whole world. Like, look, this card is so busy, yet very balanced. And that's going underneath wisdom. Okay, well, now that we've established that, let's get out some tarot. I'm loving this though. Okay. But you know what? I don't know why. We're gonna run with the oracles for a sec. Let's get out the witch, the old green witchy. Do a little shuffle. Okay. Well, we definitely have the three signs again that we're talking about are Gemini, Cancer, and Scorpio. And I don't know if there's a beef. That could just be a totally different subject. I don't know, but it delighted me, and it's so true. Pick your battles, folks. Do not pick a battle with a Gemini. You will never win that war. You might win a battle, but you will never win the war. And while we're quick to move on a lot of things, I'm telling you, we will see it through. We will stick it out. Long game. Okay, what's flying out here? Moss Agate. Positivity and change, but I saw it as positive change. Oh, back to that green, or rather an orange butterfly, but it's gonna go under the new beginnings. Yeah, we got some new beginnings, and with that purity, yeah, like when you know you get the first fresh snow for the countries that get snow, your city can look ratty as hell, because sometimes in the end of fall it does. It's like all rotty, biscotti, looking dirty and shizzy as hell. But then you get that fresh layer of snow, which I'm looking at right now, and it's pure. Oh boy. Okay, so let's see. What's going underneath pleasure and discernment? Let's see. Oh, seeds, new ideas, hope, open-mindedness. But the seeds of pleasure. The seeds of pleasure. Okay. Well, what kind of seeds do we have here? Well, we got some acorns. Very nice. Well, and everything's balanced. Like there's two, like Make-A-Wish, Make-A-Wish. This looks like the wishbone, but it's not. I believe that's the maple keys. This is giving star anise. Oh my God, look at this shape. And then look at this business. Look at that. I know, it's kind of scream-worthy. We're in the flow state, even though the Bentleys hit me hard. Okay, so what's going on in sovereignty? Wisdom and sovereignty, let's go. Oops. Okay, no. It's this one. Trunk. Stability, loyalty, reliability. And look at this like, cutie patootie. Oh my god, I never see this bird as a bird. Okay, but there's two little friends. Oh my god, yesterday it was incredible. I was walking around in the snow. This huge hawk ripped in front of me there because I was walking right by this tree. They were selling Christmas trees. So it was like a little fence, some natural trees, and then the Christmas trees on the other side of the fence. Hawk swoops in front of me, grabs this little bird, very much like this, that was just chilling in a tree. I did feel bad for the little bird, but I get it. A hawk's gotta eat. I love hawks. Ugh, nature, it's painful. Anyway, grabbed the little bird, then fluffed himself up very proudly on the fence. Deadass looked at me. We looked at each other. And then I wanted to take a little video while like looking at it, but like, you know, when you're trying to get your camera. Anyway, but there's something here again about panther spirit. This little bird right here. Yeah, going back to the beef, because we did talk about that. So I'm gonna say with that hawk, well, it's either going out and grabbing exactly what you want, because we do have pleasure on the table. It could be both. Grabbing what you want, but also like grabbing your mortal enemy, flying off. Yeah, like that hawk, he was so beautiful. I always have this happen to me. These big predatory birds, it's like the city's going full force. No one sees the predatory bird. And they'll just like stop right in front of me. And then we just have this beautiful like little moment. Anyway, that made me think of that. Okay, so now we got this. Let's put this back. Let's get out the florals. Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Well, let's give this a shove. So what is going underneath? Purity, beginnings, moss. Oh, going back to the butterflies, see, one is still a caterpillar and one is fully, but we saw the two. Yeah, we saw the two butterflies here. Okay. So, wow. And with the seeds blooming, yeah, there's like a real winter to spring. Okay, hold on. Shuffle as I think. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about this purity to the new beginnings to positive change. Ramama. The Emperor. And look who we're back to. It's the two of you. That big fat sunflower. And look. The fern to the fern. Cards are talking. So see, one of you is already kind of in this Emperor energy. I see this indicated by the matching colors here, the sunflower to this butterfly, but one is about to break free. I think actually, well, it's hard to say. I think it's gonna be 50-50. For some of you, you are in the Emperor energy and you're the Panther. And then for some of you, it's gonna be vice versa. You're about to cocoon and come out a big, beautiful Panther butterfly Emperor yourself. But this is very much about two. Okay. Yeah, just the two of you. Yeah. I think you just want to eat someone up. You snatch them right up and eat them up, but it also goes for your enemies. We don't know yet. We'll see if some enemy cards come out, but it could just be a snatching up to be like, no, I choose you. I choose you, and eat your ass right up in the best way possible. Okay. Oh yeah, see the sun is coming out. All of those icicles, they're melting, they're glistening. Just like how it does in the beginning of spring. Okay, hold on. Okay, so what card is coming next for this? Discernment, pleasure, and seeds. Oh yeah. But I think also with your discernment, yeah, you've probably been through some times too, like, you are using some discernment. But just like the first card, that frostiness, again, just like me, I love winter. A good storm is not gonna let you down. You're just like gonna own it. So you, whoa. The Sun to the King of Cups to the King of Wands to the Eight of Swords. Hold on. This is outrageous. The way they threw themselves out. Okay. Look at this. Wow. Like, wow. There's a lot of warmth here. To the King of Cups to the King of Wands. Okay, but wait. Who's gonna go where? Okay, well, I'm not gonna accept the one on the floor. I'm gonna accept the three that threw themselves on the table. But who wants to be... Do you go here? Or do you go here? Okay. So I'm gonna say, with all of this, like, literally red, orange, and yellow, that you are the Emperor. This is like, again, you could be a fire sign, to be honest. Aries, Sag, Leo. You don't have to be, but there's a lot of, like, heat. Whew. Yeah, and remember that's how we started the video. I was getting too hot. Ooh, I got my tiger tights on, as per usual. Don't worry, guys, they get washed. It's not like I'm just rocking stinky old tiger tights. Okay. So, this King of Cups. Okay. Let's see. Okay, well, what's going inside the King of Cups? What's going underneath the Sun? No, we're not doing two. Jesus. Oh yeah, the Sun is out. Exactly. And today's Sunday. This is it, guys. This is the kind of energy we want to work with. Oh boy. Here we go. King of Cups. To the Four of Cups. Well, again in this deck, in this Four of Cups, I don't see that sadness. I see this as the one rising up to being like, exactly, like king of the castle. Just like even like this one, right? It's just, it's rising above. But technically it does denote some sadness or a little depression of the mind, but I'm not really reading it that way. So let's continue on and we'll clarify, but okay. So what's going on underneath the King of Wands? And I was just looking at the colors. Okay, so all the top colors, like I said, are like the yellows, oranges, and reds, but this like King of Cups energy is all like kind of reds and pinks. So this second person, and put yourself where you are, because like maybe you're this energy. Wow, we got a real lever on our hands here. Okay, hold on, let's put this like this, like this. So again, we see like this matching, even though it's the Nine of Cups, but I see like two sides pouring. And we do see some tears, or water rather, because it's a pouring into. Well, they like to pour not only into themselves, but they like to pour into others. Like they're a lover. Like they're the King of Cups. Like they, capital L-O-V-E, they love to love. So just like with seeds, you need a little sun and a little water, right? You put it in the soil, magic ingredients. Oh boy. This is beautiful. Okay. So we have the Emperor, we have the King of Cups. What's going underneath? Two. No, let's just take the Two of Coins. But again, see, look what we see. This to me always reminds me of, I've said it before, I'll say it again. To me, these are like, I don't know, they remind me of angels. Call me crazy. But look, these two flowers, and they look like they're holding hands, to be honest, these little buttercups. The ship is future facing, so even though this is technically about a balance, again, I'm not reading it. I'm seeing it as like, someone had to cross a body of water, I think, to get closer to the other. Or there's some kind of distance here. I don't see it as a juggle, because we see two hands outstretched. Look at these little beauties. They are touching. So, either you... It doesn't have to necessarily be a move. You could also travel a lot for work. Maybe you're on a vacation. But there is something here about traveling. I don't think that you have lived where this person lives, or close to one another. Okay, so what's going on with the Four of Cups? And the Sun. The Sun and the Four of Cups. Oh boy, the Queen of Coins. And then look, we have the horse, the two horse emojis. Wow, wow, wow. But this is what I mean. A little sun and some seas. And it's just like, it's bounty. And it's bound to be plentiful. Yeah. I kind of want to just take this guy. I do. Because remember what I was saying about those two moons? Again, if you flipped them around, yeah, it's like spiritually, or on some level, you've been connected, but like physically, you were facing away from each other, or circumstances, but now, okay. Now, you know what? Let's clarify with the little witch deck here. Okay. So tell me about this Emperor Purity energy. We've got a lot going on here, but like, let's talk about it. The Five of Swords. Well, going back to the beef, because remember purity, and I was like, you just can't keep a good man down. Like, it's frosty out there. But with this Five of Swords, see, look, you see the fuckery. It's people fucking with you. And with discernment and wisdom, especially in regards to pleasure, I don't know, this feels like, again, one of your mortal enemies could be an ex. It doesn't have to be, but it feels like it. Which could also explain a move or a relocation. Well, what's so funny, and this actually does really remind me of P. Diddy, because if you haven't heard, P. Diddy is apparently suing Netflix for $1 billion because he did not appreciate the documentary that was just put out. Cry me a river, exactly. But what's so funny is just that the biggest part was that it was his own footage that he had a cameraman record. That cameraman didn't get paid, and so 50 Cent swooped in and paid for that footage. But what's so crazy is that what Diddy doesn't seem to understand is that everything about him is horrifying. Like, he exposes himself. Whatever. But yeah, so it's like everyone else is kind of like, in this group is like, ooh, shit's catching up to us, doesn't look good, boo hoo hoo. And then this ding dong just, again, is not getting it. So, yeah, I think you were dealing with a real frosty, daft, totally out of touch, insano, like very problematic person. But it hasn't really kept you down. You're like, you know what? I got this. Okay. So, what is the Sun to discernment? Because, yeah, like, you come out, like, all of your energy is just warmth. You're just blooming. Like, even when it seems like your environment right now it's been frosty as hell. And you're just like, you're making it pure. Yeah, one could say, oh, snowstorm, -40, terrible. And you're like, all you see is like a magical winter wonderland. Yeah, you used your warmth to go out into the world to be like, tra-la-la-la-la. Okay, so the Sun to discernment. Knight of Wands. Well, again, going back to pleasure, because this is the row that it goes under. Well, look, we have a big dragon up here, blowing some steam. Yeah, I feel like this is the person that you were dealing with. Yeah. Normally, I think this is his dragon, but in this, because we're talking about Diddy and Scorpios, yeah, because this is past-facing energy, and your back is to me. So I feel like recently, you had to turn your back on this person who is just like, yeah, they're deranged, like, no bueno. But you're calm, like, again, like, you're just kind of like, you're flying up, but you're having like one last look. Again, as you left, I really do think you traveled somewhere. Like, maybe you even had to get on a boat. A ferry? Okay. But see, again, you're showing up as a wand. I would say, I would really say that you've got a lot of fire in your chart. Okay, so, yeah, because the next card is the King of Wands. Yeah, you're on fire, baby. You're fired up. Okay, so the King of Wands to, what was that, Wisdom and Sovereignty. Yeah, going back to Sovereignty. Yeah, and then reclaim your power. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna say, I really feel like you would have just recently fully walked away. For most of you, it's going to be a romantic relationship. It doesn't have to be, but for a lot of you, it will be. And you picked up and you left. Okay, so King of Wands to Wisdom. The Ace of Wands. Oh my God. You are fire. You are fire. Okay. Yeah, like going back to like, again, the purity card, it's just like, you just can't let a good man down. Like, no matter what's going on, you just have this fire where you're just like, whatever environment, it doesn't matter if it's too dry, too hot, too cold, you're just like, you bring the thing. It's like you're your own little biosphere where you're just like, I'm just fertile. I just create the things that I need. Because yeah, look, the Six of Swords here, that Ace of Wands. So yeah, you had one last hard look, and you're like, no, we're not doing this another second more. And so you did what most people think you wouldn't do. And that's why we have that, like, positivity, the new beginnings. Yeah, because you got the fuck out of there. Interesting, though, but with the King of Cups, there's all this water and fire. Maybe you have a lot of fire and water in your chart. So sorry. Melatonin. It's still here. Okay. So, what is going with the King of Cups? Yeah, who is this King of Cups? Oh my God, the King of Cups to the Six of Pentacles. And then right beside that is the Queen of Coins. Wow. Okay, so this person, it's either you. Well, on one hand, I kind of feel like this is you. I kind of feel like you have fire and water. But I also feel like the person, which is weird because on one hand, I do feel like you've just walked away from something. And so normally that is like not the time to be scouting out people. But like most divorces or separations or breakups, it's never just like it happens overnight. There's a long build-up usually. So, okay, well, hold on. Well, this person, is very loving, as we saw with like all the pink, the red. I said it. I was like, they are capital Love, and they're generous. They love to share it. They want to share what they have. Okay, love this. So that could be you, could be this person. We'll find out in a hot sec. Okay. 4 of Cups. Yeah, what is the 4 of Cups about? Well, okay, well that makes sense though, to be a little bit sad and depressed if you've just gone through a time. Yeah, 7 of Wands. Oh yeah. And we saw that 5 of Swords. Having to defend yourself. And how many hands are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exactly. 5 swords. And even though this is the 7 of Wands, I see 5 hands. But, like I said, it's still like you rise above. Like, this is supposed to be the sad card. Like, the 4 of Cups where you're just like, someone's offering you something and you're like, no. You look away. You know, there's a little hand to be like, do you want this? And you're like, no. But this, it's like, and see, look at these little exclamations to be like, I've risen, like Lazarus. Okay. Okay. So, I see. But you're pouring into yourself as you would. Okay, so what is this 9 of Cups? I am so sorry, folks. Oh my god, I don't know why the yawns are coming out left, right, and center now. Maybe because you can actually sleep now. Oh my god. Especially if you've literally just had to like leave and move out. Or even just go stay with other people. Like if you've been with someone, we all know the tension in a household. You don't sleep very good. Wow. You might have just had the best sleep of your life in your new home. It is a celebration. You're pouring into yourself. Maybe you had a nice hot bath, crawled into your new bed or your new sheets, especially, you know, when you get rid of like the marital bed and you get a new bed. New pillows, like new everything. You're like, fuck that person. Okay, love to see it. Well, what is this 2 of Coins? I see this travel, this move. 2, no, please. Let me think about it. It's the Knight of Swords to the 7 of Swords. Okay, well, going back to kind of what I was saying about having your eye on somebody, because we have the 10 of Cups here, but I don't know, I'm hearing for like the past year or two, you've been kind of dealing with the end of this relationship that you're in. But someone in your periphery was always just kind of like a seed where you're like, I'm in a relationship, try to make it work, or like whatever that looks like for you. And it just wasn't the time. So now that there's been, again, I don't know, I don't see this 2 of Coins as a balancing. I just see it as literally like the 2 of you coming together. Hands can now reach hands. The distance, the gap has been closed. And what before was like you had to be, and I still think you need to be a little bit, not secretive, but like, not everybody needs to know your business. Do you know what I mean? So you want to communicate, but, and again though, but if you're dealing with someone who's no bueno, yeah, okay. Hold on, I want to find out, what do you want to communicate? What is it that you've been like, this little secret? Wow. It's back to that 10 of Cups, the 3 of Pentacles, but the King of Swords. See, you're pointing it out. Yeah, you really want to communicate something. Well, the 3 of Pentacles is about working together. But then we're back to this 10 of Cups. Okay, hold on. Tell me a bit more though, because I feel like the King of Swords, he's pointing, but I'm like, I am Snoopy and Scooby. What is it that you want to say? I also suspect that you're a person You're reserved. Like, you're a lover, but you're reserved. Oh, the Nine of Swords. Yeah, see, you're very anxious about it. But look, it's a new dawn, it's a new day. Look, the sun, look, all of this sun energy. See, nothing to be actually worried about, but you've been through a time, so you are worried about it, because we're going back to wisdom and discernment, right? You've been through a time, so you're like, I cannot afford. I don't have the time, the energy, the capacity, like nobody needs. But you're like, but it's been a bit of a time, and now there's like a fresh start here. We see that spring energy. We do see pleasure. So you want to communicate to someone. Okay, well, what's the Three of Pentacles about? The Four of Swords. Well, I feel like you've been dreaming, either literally or figuratively, but you've been dreaming of, I don't know if it is work. It could be working with this person. Or creating something, because in this one, it's paintbrushes, but you want to create something with this person. And because, again, we're using discernment and healthy choices here, you would not literally go through a breakup and move out and then just message someone to like slide into their DMs and like, you're an emperor. You handle business. But you've been dreaming about it for a while. Okay, so you're being a bit secretive though. So we see that, like, yes, you want to create something with this person, but they do show up throughout this reading. So like, what is it? Oh, the Queen of Cups. But see, look, the High Priestess. Yeah, you have an intuition. Who knows, maybe you're divining on this person. I don't know. Oh, we got the Queen of Swords, boy. Oh, to the Knight of Cups, to the Page of Swords. There's been watching, there's been dreaming. But it's so private. Yeah, the energy is very secretive, but big feelings. And this person, I think this reading, again, is very similar to that reading we did where this card showed it, but there's this mirroring. So on one hand, I see your energy is all of this fire. Below is all of this water. I think what is true is that the person that you're interested in, they're just lovely. Everything with the word love in it, they're lovely, they're loving, they're lovable, they're beloved. And they love to love. We saw that with the generosity. But I also suspect this is you. I think that you kind of present as this emperor, so probably a little bit more of a type A personality, a little bit. Once you feel safe and you have your person that you can open up to, then we really see that tenderness. But I think upon first appearances, and with the Queen of Swords, there can be a coolness. Okay, who is this person? Okay, hold on. Let's put these cards back in. Let's get really Snoopy and Scoopy. Hold on. Before we even get to, I really want to see. I'll put these cards back in case these cards want to come back out to describe this person. Hold on. Well, here. First, let's go back to this deck to see. We'll get a couple cards. Okay. So who is this person that's just been in the very background of your mind, but someone who still has captured your attention and affection? The Knight of Coins, Seven of Cups, Six of Wands, and the Lovers. That is a Gemini card, and I love this card. Yeah, the Lovers. Did I not just say that they would have the word love in it? Like, they're the lovers. They're love. They're lovable. They're beloved. So, with you being the Emperor with the Sun and the King of Wands, I suspect you're in a career that you've been in for a hot second where monetarily, realistically, you're doing okay. Whereas this person, they're solid like a rock, but they're still in a Knight of Coins. So I don't think they have as many coins as you. Sorry, folks, my alarm went off. I was afraid that I was going to fall back to sleep and I'd forget everything. Okay. So they're a Knight of Coins. But out of all the knights, you can depend on any of the pentacles. And with Seven of Cups, now, Seven of Cups and all the other decks, it's always about like illusion and options and, you know, but in this one, again, we see 2 clouds and 2 rabbits. Now, going back to all of this pleasure business and seeds, we do know what rabbits love to do. And they're showing up as a lover. And then we have the 6 of Wands. So either they are successful, well, and success is not, it literally, monetary is just like one fraction. It's like an angel hair of like one way to be successful. But I suspect well, either way, I feel like this person is proud of their own accomplishments. They see themselves, they view themselves as successful. And that whatever they do in life, beep, 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 exactly, we just got a confirmation, beep, 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 exact. But also, whoever needs your rides here. Your rides here. Also, can we not just send a text? Okay. But because we see the Knight of Coins, and we did see the Queen of Coins. Was there not a King of Coins? No. Well, did we? No, we didn't see the King of Coins yet. I don't know. I from everything that I'm feeling, they might just be, oh, the late bloomer, the caterpillar. Remember I said one's already a butterfly. That's probably you. I bet. Flip it or reverse it. But one is a little caterpillar. He or she's about to cocoon and blossom in. Oh, hell yes. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, okay, so let's go back and clarify the Queen of Coins that's sitting on top of seeds. Yeah, seeds. See, there is abundance, but an abundance of pleasure, an abundance of love, an abundance of, like, I don't know, joy, mirth, merriment, jolliness, you know? Just all the things to satiate. Okay, so let's clarify. What's the Queen of Coins? The King of Pentacles. And this is my favorite one, because look, he's got that chocolate cake that I personally would eat the shit out of. He's got a little vino, but that could just be grape juice for those on the sober path. Doesn't have to be, or it could be non-alcoholic. Oh my God, the non-alcoholic beverages these days are incredible. Okay. So not only again do we have a match, and we saw the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. We have the King, okay, so we haven't seen the Queen of Wands, but we do have a King of Wands, okay. So what is the Chariot to trunk? Stability, loyalty, and reliability. The Hierophant. And look, it's 2. Like, we saw the 2 birds. We see the 2 horses and the 2 moons, and then this Hierophant, 2 people plus the teacher. Well, going back to wisdom and discernment, the Chariot, usually there's like a rushing forward, right? We don't see that here. In fact, it's resting. We see 2 pouty little moons that are sad, but these horses, they're facing each other. Yeah, like there's, this to me is the wisdom and discernment. And then because we have this Hierophant with people meditating, It's learning when to go fast and when to go slow. When to like pull back a little bit and just be like, I'm really excited, but like, again, pacing. Love this. Okay, now that we've clarified that, okay, hold on. So let's put, okay, so they're the lover. They're the lover. They're this. Yes. Well, I'll put that like that. The Emperor to the lovers. Hot. Okay, so let's talk about your relationship a little bit. Because we did also see that Page of Swords for a hot second. So again, I feel like you've just been watching this person as your life has been lifing, and you've just had to attend to things. Like you just have not been really able to fully put your focus. But now that you can kind of start to think, well, realistically, I could maybe approach this person. I'm not sure when, but like all the loose ends are tied up. So now that the loose ends are tied up and I can breathe and I can begin to live my life again and use discernment, but this person has really captured you. Yeah, just like the way that this peaceful panther, like he's peaceful. Like just the energy off this card, it's captivating. Yeah, I feel like, oh look, MP Emperor on the bottom. To Justice, oh my god, to Six of Wands, to the Chariot, to the Ten of Cups. Okay, so we see you here. Yeah, you're mapping out a plan at night, because we also saw that Four of Swords, like the dreaming. So I feel like you've taken it from the dream where you've been really wishing, hoping, praying, trying to like, again, finalize some things, but thinking about a way of like, okay, how do I get to this person? How do I make this a reality? It's never just as simple as it sounds on a YouTube channel. Like, hello. It requires some thought. Oh my god, I never have noticed that the thing he's actually petting is a cat. I've always seen the dog. His cat has been on his lap the whole time. Oh, I love this. Okay. So, with Justice here, and I do love to see it, but this is going back to, again, with like this cat getting a little scrappy and like a little peek. I feel like you've been going through a time, but you were successful. You ended that, you tied up loose ends. We saw the Chariot. See, in this one, you had to make up your mind. Where am I going? I think you had to literally choose, like, okay, like, if I'm ending this and I'm moving out, like, where do I want to go? Where do I want to be? And see, with that water, I'm telling you, I think you had to cross a body of water. Water's somehow significant. Maybe you're living by some water now. But you picked a place that also, I don't know if the last place that you're living in, again, was also like your happiness. It sounds more like their happiness. So you picked a spot or a neighborhood or something that you're just like, no. Only, there is something really, my favorite thing about a breakup is, again, having to rebuild, but in the ways that you want, where you don't actually have to compromise in a certain way, where you're like, you know what? I can buy the exact food that I want. I can decorate in the way that I want. I can sleep exactly the way that I want. It's kind of nice. Okay. So, what actions are you going to take is the question. What actions are you going to take towards this person? Oh, it's back to that King of Cups, to this you really. Yeah, I'm hearing that song. I got my mind set on you. George Harrison. He was a Pisces. February 27th. That could be significant. Oh, and that he does sing. It's gonna take some money to do it. To do it. To do it. To do it. To do it right now. I don't think it is about the money though, but like, Oh, you got some sausage links in there. Oh, you're sharing everything. It's not just money. It's like everything. Well, either way, you want to be generous with this person. Even if it's just literally like because now you live alone, maybe it's just like literally inviting this person over to your house for like supper or like lunch or like anything. You might love to cook. Those sausage links are really that baguette. Oh yeah. It's calling to me. Yeah, and like it's making me think of the other King of Cups and the owl deck where he's got his little freedom toes on a big fat fish. Yeah, I think you wanna invite this person over just to be like, you wanna come hang out, and I'll just like, I don't know, make us some food. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So, you wanna hang out with this person. Oh, you're in the mood to give. You are in the mood to give to this person. Okay, so how do you guys know each other? If I may ask, how do you guys know each other? What's going on here? The Two of Swords to the Lovers. Well, it's literally like 2 and 2. But in this Two of Swords, well, oh, it might just be an online thing, to be honest, because it's like seeing without seeing. But seeing without seeing is like now with like the internet and technology, and everyone's like on social media, and because there's been distance, maybe this is an online dating thing. Yeah, because there's something about, and I don't know if it's about choice. I mean, the Lovers and the Two of Swords is about choice. Oh, so maybe you actually made a choice. Oh, was this person a deciding factor in walking away? Oh, I see. And then we saw that Seven of Swords, again, like wanting to communicate, but like this behind the scenes. Oh, I do suspect. But sometimes that's how it is though. Like, that's kind of how you know, is if you're thinking about someone else, even if you haven't, like, you're not looking to cheat, but sometimes like when you've been having a really hard time in your relationship for years, like nothing's really changed. You've put a lot of effort into it. And then there's just someone, and sometimes they're just like, it's not like they're the one that you end up with, but they're the one that shows you to be like, oh, I'm not happy. I don't feel connected to this person. I'm feeling way more connected to this other person that I don't even know, but like that's a great indicator for me to be like, we've maxed out. But I still do feel like there's something here though about, so I do think they're a deciding factor, but I don't know if you've physically have been in the same space as one another. Look at that. Okay, so how does this person feel about you? Do they know? No, one card. One card. How does this person feel about you? The Knight of Wands. They're passionate. And because we already saw this, but in regards to you, but now it's them. So, well, it's a Wands, so like they're, yeah, there's an attraction, there's a spark, you know? They wanna fly towards you as well. Okay. When you approach them, How are they gonna feel? Wow, like the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles. The two big mamas. That's big mama energy. And didn't I say, like, these are like the most loving, yeah, this person is a lover. We saw 2 lovers cards. The 10 of Cups, like, that keeps, like, they're a lover. They are very nurturing. They're warm. They're inviting. They're nourishing. Well, no wonder you want some of that. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Well, and with all that seed action, and we see the 10 of Cups, I don't know. Baby's afoot. Baby's afoot. If it's not your story that way, you don't need to have babies to have a happy family, but for some of you, it really could be that way. So, what's the timeline on this? Are you gonna like have a little break or like have a little, yeah, a little, a lot of cards here. Oh boy, no. No, that's literally like 8,000 cards. Timeline. Oh, they're facing backwards. Well, the 3 of Pentacles again to the King of Swords. I think, well, you're going to communicate something. You are. I love this King of Swords. He's so proud. He's so proud. That little diary entry, like really just being like, see, here's the date. Here's the date that I wrote in my diary. Dear diary, I think this person is a total smoke show. I would love to give this person a little smooch. A little peck on the nose. Yeah, you're very proud about this. I think, though, you've decided that the way that you want to approach, though, is through something like a working together, a hanging out, which is always great, because people, A, love food. Who doesn't love food? Everybody wants to be snacking right now. It's winter. It's hibernation station. Like, let's get fat. Ugh. Let's become fat little bears, you know? So, maybe a little mange, some kind of collaboration. Creating something. It could also just be creating food. That's the thing. There's something of like, just like friend date where you're just like, do you want to come over and do something? Or like, do you want to, something collaborative. Okay. So, and maybe that's the invitation. That King of Swords. It's like an invitation. You're going to like, I don't know, like text this person or email them or call them up. It's like some kind of invitation. Point out the facts here. What's this? Oh boy. Strength to the King of Wands. I'm telling you, I really do get fire. Fire, fire, fire. A lot of fire here. Oh yeah. Communicating to the kitties. See, you've made a plan. This was you. You're making a plan, tore it down, you walked away. And see, everyone got elevated. That kitty got elevated. Look at that. Oh boy. And see, look, dear diary, there's that pen and quill. I think you're literally writing an invitation. I think you're old school. I think you're old school. I can literally see your handwriting. I think you're old. You know what's so funny? I've been going back to actual handwriting when I do writing because it's a very different part of the brain. In fact, I went back to writing old school because of that muscle memory. And I found that like, because I started doing it in the summer again, like lots of writing. And I found that like my hand was getting kind of crampy for a hot second. I was like, oh, that's not good. We're losing all of the things. So I've been doing it. But then with different types of writing, I've been going back to like handwriting. And it's so funny because it literally looks like when I first was doing it, I was like, oh my God, it's like a time capsule. It's like the handwriting literally of when I was a kid. And now it's kind of fleshed out a little bit. Yeah, I would encourage you go back and do some handwriting. Yeah, you have very nice cursive. With that Emperor energy, it's true, like you're very, I really do, I am getting that A-type personality. Don't be mad about it, there's nothing to be mad about it. We all have our cross to bear. I'm a mix, like a true Gemini. I'm both B and A. Because I'm a Gemini with a Virgo rising. I have both. I can get real fussy. Usually around cleanliness. Try not to be a real stick in the mud. It happens. Yeah. But you like to do things old school. You like to do things proper. Like, I definitely see you writing thank you notes. Thank you letters. I love this. Okay, well, heck, guys. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there because it's beautiful. And I'm dog sitting today. Got this cutie patootie named Georgie that I'm gonna go my buddy's place, so you'll get to see her because I'll do a reading over there in the afternoon. She's a real cutie. Okay. Well, gang, just delightful. Go get it. Go get that smoochie. Stay blessed, stay golden.